Hello and welcome to Gubb Farm. The last time we spoke I had broken my collarbone and it turned out the break was more complicated than I initially thought. It's a wet Sunday, I'm bored and I'm fed up sitting around the house with a busted shoulder. So all I'm doing is I'm just making circular discs that I'm going to put around the black currants that I planted recently. I don't have to do this, it could be square, but just something to do. So I've got 26, 27 of these black currants planted, so I'm going to put these down around the black currants, punch a hole in the centre, slip them around the black currants and then cover it with wood chip. I had thought about using compost, but I want to save the compost for some no-dig beds for vegetables, so I will use wood chip. Quite lucky, I spread wood chip, distributed wood chip all around the farm, so I've got a good supply and I don't have to walk too far to get it, which is very handy right now. I imagine in about 4 weeks that cardboard will be gone, disintegrated. Just trying to do a bit of suppression to give it a chance to get established and not outgrown by the grasses around it. So that's it. In total I planted 24 black currants. So I've now mulched around all of them, so hopefully I'll give them a fighting chance of getting established and not outcompeted by the grasses around it. So next job I have to do is to put spiral guards around the trees and remove those plastic tags before they end up blowing around the farm. So I'm on my way to see a surgeon. Over the weekend my arm was going cold. I'm getting tingling in my hands. So my brother is driving me. Say hello, Connor. Hello, Connor. So he's driving me to Derry to see the surgeon. So I'm hoping that the surgeon will just immediately check me in and proceed to get my shoulder plated. I really don't want this to go on any longer. So I'll give you an update later and let you know how it plays out. Smile, Connor. I'm going in for surgery tomorrow morning, so fingers crossed that goes well. This is a bit nice. Today is the 3rd of April, Saturday. So on Tuesday I went in for surgery. I had a plate put in my shoulder to realign the clavicle because there was a long diagonal break along the clavicle and there was a high probability that it wouldn't form a union again. So I got that surgery on Wednesday, got out on Thursday, and after a couple of painful days the worst is over and I'm feeling much better now. Everything feels right, so I can now start to think about getting back to work. So before I went into hospital I mulched around the blackcurrant trees because it was just annoying me that I wasn't giving them a good fighting chance. So I have a nice easy job to do now while I'm waiting for my shoulder to recover, and that is to put on some spiral guards around the trees. It's so beautiful this time of the year walking around the farm. All the flowers are coming out. The anemones are in their glory at the moment. It's a beautiful time of the year. There's 3 reasons for putting on the spiral guards. First up, just some observation, the trees seem happy inside the spiral guards. It creates like a little greenhouse effect for them. So they just seem happy. So that's just an observation, may not be accurate. The second reason is we have a lot of hares, for example, and they would like to eat the barks of trees. So the spiral guards stop them doing that. And the third reason is when putting down wood chip, you have to be wary of creating fungal disease on the tree if the wood chip is rotting against the tree, so it acts as a barrier for that as well. I suppose the only last point is when you're putting the spiral guards on, you overlap from the top. So the top piece of plastic must overlap the bottom piece of plastic, because last year when I put them on the other way around, and if you got some leaf growth inside the spiral guard, they expand and it can't release. Whereas when you overlap from the top, the spiral guard is able to release under pressure. Now there is one other thing. If I was buying these again, I would buy biodegradable plastic spiral guards. Now for the most part they're not breaking down, and I will remove them all when I'm finished with them. But some of them have got broken by wildlife, so you have bits of plastic around the place. So whenever I see it, I'm lifting it. But it would be nice if I had a biodegradable product. There was some discussion over how close my cuts were to the leading bud that I cut back to. And there was a comment that I cut it too close. So from my observation, I've checked many plants now, it hasn't dried out. It looks like the buds are healthy. So it looks like you can get away to cutting quite close to the bud. And my reasoning was that there's lots of growth hormone here, it'll seal it up and keep going. But we'll observe it over time to see if many of them dry out. So some people were saying cut it about 2 centimeters up and let it dry back to the bud. I just cut at the bud. So far it looks like I'm not suffering, and maybe I got lucky. I'm not sure what this wildflower is growing beside the tree. It's nice to see it, and it's got a beautiful purple flower on it. So I'm going to be at this for a while, and it's nowhere near as exciting as it looks. So until next time, good luck!